Yo, what's up, friends? What's going on? It's been a while since I've been doing this. And that's because I've been quite busy with the demo for the convention coming up in 2 weeks now. Anime New York City / Play New York City. But things are going well though. And I think I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna make the deadline. Didn't feel like that way for a while. But no, things are going well. I've got a demo with 4 scenes, 2 combat ones, a little mini boss scene, and lastly like just an ending narrative type scene. And so the first combat scene is set up with a bunch of tutorials. I got the mini boss scene pretty much finished. Then I have a little combat scene that I'm going to put in between. And I still have to do that, but that shouldn't, I'm actually going to do that tonight, I think. And then I still need to do that ending dialogue scene, which I would like to get all this stuff done by next week. So I have a week of freedom, but yeah, we'll see. I'd say like, I don't know, I've got like 10 days, 10 days, I think to do all that stuff. Yeah, I got my list here. I want to update the HUD a little bit, a little more user friendly. We need some respawn animations for certain characters. We've got the narrative scene I was just talking about. We're going to introduce a secondary weapon. These two are kind of the same. I guess one's designing the level. And actually, I'm not doing this one anymore. I'm just gonna, that's gonna be like a future thing. So I'm just gonna, but yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so we are gonna work on the second level today and see how that goes. And yeah, I don't know, I might also want to, I don't know, I'll probably save the boss battle stuff for another time. Zelda, she's like, you're talking to me, right? All right, let's see, what are our goals? Scripting a combat scene task. You know what? That was true last time, and it's still true now. All right, let's see. Would we? All right, let's see. Would we? Want to make sure I got all my everything's up. I haven't streamed in like 3 weeks, I think. But now that things are coming down a little bit, I can relax a little, enjoy the rest of the way. Last 2 weeks here. And yeah. All right. Well done. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to stream last night, but some things popped up last minute. Zelda, well, can I help you? I just gave you rubs. I would give you rubbins all day long, but the moment I start talking, she's like, okay, it's time for more. As you can see, we got the we got all the booth decorations in the back here. I've got a tablecloth as well. That's pretty rad. And let's see. Try to get this out of the way a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. All right. So still picking up my voice. Yeah, still picking up my voice. All right. So let's just let's get into this. I'll play my first scene real quick, just to make sure we don't got any bugs going on. sure we don't got any bugs going on. Shut up, me. Okay. So much has happened in 3 weeks, like so much. It's crazy to me, actually. Maybe it's been a month. I don't even remember anymore. I remember last time I streamed, but so much has gotten done and it feels great, but there is some more that's got to get done. There is some more. Trying to remember how to stream here. Here, I'm gonna do a quick post to social media. All right, let's see. Little self promo. All right. We good now. All right, I guess I gotta get into it. All right. So we have sound on? Yes, we do. Okay, so I'm trying to remember if I had this scene last time I streamed. I think I did actually, maybe. I'm not sure. I could have. But this scene's pretty locked down now. I don't think I'm going to be making any changes to it. We have had some changes to the controls of the game, though. Instead of attacking individually with the triggers, I have it now where if you just use the analog stick, it autos both attacks all the time. And you can hold one trigger over the other to prioritize just that attack. But I figure, 95% of the time, you're going to want to use both of them at the same time. So, it's less fatiguing to have to use the triggers that way. Oh, I have to fix the tile map on that zone. Yep, this is the second scene. And we got a little back and forth here. Some shakes, some laughs, some good stuff. And our first little mini boss of the game. Oh. So by this point, so there's going to be a zone in between these last two zones that I'm going to be making tonight that basically teaches the player how to use the dash. And I think they'll probably make and introduce the character to these Ahigos first too. Just give the player a little bit more practice. I will probably want to balance some things, but I'm going to save that to the last week. I recently increased like the distance and lowered the cooldown of the dash. See, it's difficult though, because I mean I'm pretty good at this myself now, just because I made it and I've been practicing it. But I know that there's going to be people who like try to play it and they're just like, I don't know what I'm doing, and just getting massacred. I've had a couple people play it, and yeah, there's been a variety. Ooh, I got hit. It's been a variety of experiences in terms of how they do, but everybody's been enjoying it a lot though, which is the important part. But I am going to try to balance the difficulty more towards someone who is just going to pick up the controller and try it for a little bit. And, you know, I got to make sure they're not just completely stun locked by enemies right away, because this is a game where there's a lot of enemies coming at you at all the time. And so if that just happens and they don't know how to like react, they're just gonna get frustrated right away and like not play it. So I am gonna tailor it a little bit towards convention goers in casual play. But this fight doesn't have an ending to it right now. It just died right there. I am gonna do like a little death animation and probably have the fight end right then and there. So have the other Ahigus blow up at the same time. And yeah, and then the passage will open up and it'll be all cool. So yeah, this level needs a little bit of work, but probably just one night of tidying up. But that's about it. So right now we're gonna try another thing. I'm gonna try another zone. Hello, Zelda. Zelda's been wiggling around. All right, so let's go to this other zone. Let's see, here it is. So I haven't done too much with it yet. I want to make it, I'm gonna introduce the, oh, you know what? I feel like, okay, so I'm introducing the player to traps in this level, and I think the boss battle would probably be great for traps. And especially now since I'm teaching them in this level, I'll probably end up going through there and adding that. So we just have this little intro here, and we're gonna have to dash through this. I'll actually start it up. Okay. So we dash through, it doesn't harm us. But if we don't, then it harms us. And I'm probably going to alter these traps to only push in one direction, and that's this direction, so that actually kind of wondering if it's possible Oh, it is. Oh, no, it's not. Hold up, hold up. Let's see. It's very difficult. Ooh. All right. So I think I'm actually going to use a different style of trap for this one. I'm going to use the claws anyways. So let's try to find those. I'm actually putting things on the off the grid for this one too, but that's okay because this is a hard-coded level. We can do crazy things like that. All right, so all the hazards are right here in temp props, but we're actually going to delete those. And these are going to be hard-coded props. Let's see. I actually need to blow up my display here a little bit so y'all can see. There it goes. All right. So first of all, actually position the VCams a little bit. All right. So the zone is a Devile zone. Yep. All right, we'll change that there. All right, but we're gonna have Gorg traps on this one, but we're gonna have them be painted a different color. Hazard Gorg. And there's the prefab. So we're just gonna drag it in here. Now you can see it's purple. We don't want purple. And I'm not even sure this is something that can be easily modified, but we're gonna try. Color config. Gorg grass color config. This is. Oh. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Oh. Okay, I understand. So these are two different layers. There's a mesh render that's just the grass since it lays flat on the ground, and then there's the upright claws that pop up. And we'll see what that is in a moment when I actually activate it. Because basically the way that this hazard works is it pops up and harms the player that tries to go through it. So what we're gonna do, there should be a script that's like a dynamic prop or something like that. Actually, first thing to do is, yeah, okay, there it is. But hoarder prop, I'm gonna remove this. Or maybe we say is static. I think we just check is static and it doesn't change. And the prop type, we don't need to worry about that. I don't know. Actually, I'm just gonna remove it. All right, and then the handles on here, these are all for colors. So we're actually just gonna clear all of these out. And we have these enable color edit mode. All right, look what I did. Hopefully this works the way I think it's gonna work. So let's see, if I randomize, does it change it? No, it doesn't. Oh, you know what? Actually, we want to bring these ones back. Revert. We're not going to allow randomization. There it is. Okay, cool. Now I think that, yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, let's randomize again. All right, so let's put this in place. And I'm actually going to make a prefab out of this since we'll have a few of them and we might decide to change them a little bit. So I need a place where I know that I can put specific prefabs. Let's create a folder in here and call it prologue 1.5. That's where we're gonna put these guys. And then we're gonna create a new folder. Call it prefabs. All right, do a little cleaning here. Okay. Oh, right. Unity has this bug now that if you make a folder and you don't immediately put something into it, it just disappears. Okay. Prefab variant. All right. So we have this special kind of trap here. I'm going to play just to see how it looks before I duplicate it or anything. I guess it doesn't matter much, but... Alright, so, alright, we're looking good there. Ooh, yeah, that's great. I like the color of that. Perfect. Very Halloween-y. Man, the days are going by so fast. It's already 7 p.m. Okay. So I'm gonna put this into a folder. I'll call it hazards. Hazards. Drag that in there. Okay, cool. All right, so now we're gonna create a bunch of these. Okay. Let's put it there, there, and there. All right. 6, 7, and 8. All right. Let's try it again. Actually, I have a new trailer for the game too, by the way. I should probably figure out how to get that into OBS for viewing. I'm gonna figure that out. All right. Oh. So you know what I'm gonna do, actually? I'm gonna make it so powerful that it kills him instantly and it pushes him in the one direction. But we're gonna do a little test on this first. Okay, so damage on touch. There should be a knockback. Yes, here it is. Based on, okay, so we normally have it based on the owner's position, but now we're gonna have it based on direction. And I believe that direction is going to be -10. And we're just gonna test this real quick. All right, that's not giving any knockback. In fact, it might be possible that let's give it like a ton of knockback just for the sake of testing. All right, based on direction does not work, so we might need to actually take a look at that script. Based on direction, here we go. Collider center, yeah. Position minus position last frame. Okay. Oh. Back force. No, this should work. Huh. Let's just crank it. Interesting. I wonder why it's not working. Is it caching something? All right, we're gonna actually start. We're gonna change the prefab version of this. So based on direction, I'm gonna zero this out. We're gonna call this -100. So there should be like a ton of knockback. Okay, let's see. Huh. Oh, there it is. And that was not the... Interesting. Clearly wasn't the direction. Oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely not the direction we're looking for. It's weird because it's saying Z. Let's go for 100 in the X. Even though this is supposed to be the X direction. Is it caching those values? Cause it, oh wait, no, cause I only updated one. All right. We're gonna have to exit and go back in. 100. It's weird how it's only happening sometimes, whereas previously it was always happening. Exit prefab mode, yes. All right. Oh, weird. It's like that is not. Now, okay. Now it seems like it's going in the X where it wasn't before. All right. So we okay. 100 is too much. Way too much. Let's do what I think it should be, which is -10 in the Z. I wonder if no. Oh, maybe it should be positive. I guess it depends on, is the force relative to the owner or the inflictor? I'm under the impression that this is relative to the inflictor, the trap. Oh, weird. Direction. Okay, so it's relative to the center of the trap minus any last frame. Okay, you know what? I bet this last frame is like super wonky. Who's even assigning this? Okay, late update. It should be just the same as get collider center. However, yes, it should be. So we're gonna debug, just walk into this and see. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so direction is 0. Oh. I feel like when you're taking, yeah, direction is 0. Okay, so this based on direction here is actually the direction of the damage thing. In this case, it's stationary, so there is no knockback because of that. Okay. So instead, I think we want this script direction, which is, on initial position. Okay, I need it. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna worry about this. I'm gonna add a new one. And this one is gonna just be based on, wait, based on owner position. Maybe that is what I need. Owner's position. Because what was it before? What are these normally at? Based on owner's position. So does owner mean the... Okay, I don't want any of this relative position stuff. I just want it to be a pure, simple... All right, I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. Based on absolute position. Okay, so what this is gonna do is absolute position just means we're just setting knockback force exactly to the damage caused knockback force. And that's it. All right, so let's tweak it now. We're gonna say it's based on absolute position, -10. All right, let's give it a try. It should push them this way every time. Oh, I was attacking. Excuse me. I think the knockback could be a little more. But no, that is good though. Let's see if we can. It's weird because if you're already moving that direction, it like super speeds you. So I almost don't want to add too much more. But you know what I am going to do is I'm going to make it do like a ton of damage. And that's going to stun the player. So I'm just going to make it 500 to 1,000. Or I'm just going to make it 1,000 and 1,000. All right, let's give it a try again. No, this should stun the character. I don't have like death in the demos just because I don't want people to just pick up the controller and immediately die. So there's like a 3-second pause when you die in the game. Okay, this is perfect. Oh. Oh, but I just remembered there is an invincibility that, I mean, you could just run through it after that. But, I mean, it doesn't really, like, I don't need to force the player to use the dash. Oh, that time this dash didn't even work that time. I wonder if it's the knockback is, I think the knockback, even though he's invulnerable, the knockback is still happening during the dash. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna test this. All right, we are attached. Breakpointed. Yes, the answer is it is still being applied, I believe. So yeah, we get the knockback. And then we call impact. Okay, yeah, no, we're applying the knockback. That's not ideal. Now let's back up a little bit and say we're colliding. On collide with damageable. Yeah. Get health. There has to be, oh, there's a lot more to this function, yeah. Enable damage mitigation. All right, let's continue. Damage on touch. Yeah, okay. Damage to apply. So this is gonna be 1,000. Yeah. All right, enable damage mitigation distance. Okay, that's only a modifier, so that's not gonna be. All right, so here we have damage. Damage is where it's going to say, are we invulnerable? Yes, we are. Return. Okay. So here's the thing. I believe that invulnerable should mean that there's no knockback as well, while immune to damage just means no damage but still knockback. So I'm going to steal this line. Return if health is already below 0. Yeah, actually I'm taking this whole thing and I'm gonna put it into I'm trying to think what the repercussions of just pulling that all the way to the top is. I don't think we need to calculate anything here. If that's the case. Oh, but this is a different script too. Okay, so that's the problem. So this is kind of like a... So we have to get the health either way. So let's pull the health up. And we're gonna say if, there we go. And then we're not gonna do the immune to damage because that comes later. All right, here we go. This is what we wanted. So we're gonna compare health and we're gonna say if health is enabled. All right, cool. I believe this is what we want. We're gonna restart now. All right. All right, this should work. I believe it does. And it still works without the... Oh, you know what this means? I won't get the... Yeah, okay. So that means after I die, I'll basically be able to immediately go through. That's fine. I feel like most players, if they go up to it, there's going to be a tutorial message saying, basically you have to dash through these, right? So that alone is like, all right, you need to do it. For the people who like try to get through it anyways, they're going to die. And then if they try it again after that, then like whatever, I don't care. The whole purpose of this is to show them what traps are and to teach them to use the dash. Now, some of the things I'm wondering though is it okay? I'm kind of wondering, how hard is it to screw this up now too? I feel like the dash is like long enough now to like really, it's kind of hard to mess it up unless you just don't do it at all. All right. All right, I like it. We're good. So now we might want to just decorate the level a little bit. And for that, I'm going to turn on global lighting. So I think how we'll do this is have like an arena here and then just maybe put some a rounded out edge of like a woodsy type area, maybe some grass here, grass up there. One thing I know that we need to do is lay down the path, and actually now that I say that out loud, I know I need to go into my other level and put down the path there as well before I forget. There was some issues with the pathing in the second zone because I had a little bit of a bug in the game, but I resolved that earlier. Okay, so this is the culprit right here. All right, we just got to patch that up. Bring it all the way through. Basically what was happening is since I have multiple tile maps that swap between each other, if one tile map had more variations of tiles than the others that it would switch to, it would think the tile didn't exist and it would just remove it from the config file. And then when you went back to the other tile map, it would just think that there isn't supposed to be a tile there. But that is fixed now. Boom, there it is. All right, cool. All right, we can go back to the other level now. So we want to add that same path here. Might do something a little fancy with it here too. Let's see. So here we're just gonna do that. And then up here like this. And we'll do the beginning and end. Now I'm thinking of doing a slanted type path. Yo, Yummy, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Oh my God. Oh man. Hello, everyone. Yeah! What's up, everyone? Wow, 12 people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God! And then we got a follower, Torelli Tigre. Thank you very much. Yes, raid. Thank you. We are doing some game development right now. Aki, thank you very much. Also for the follow. I really appreciate that.
Just followed.
We're making a demo right now for the Anime New York City convention in 2 weeks. I'm just doing a little level design. And oh my gosh, we got another one coming through. Andy enjoys being silly. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, y'all are too kind. How's the game going? Adding any Easter eggs? Do I have any Easter eggs? No, I don't, but I am 100% going to be, oh my gosh. Aki, thank you very much for the sub. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That is very, very kind of you. Yeah, absolutely. I do have very, very few of those. So, thank you very much. But yeah, no, Easter eggs. I mean, I really do need to be getting going on that. I think right now I'm just so focused on getting the actual game into a good playable state that the Easter eggs that no one will find at the convention are taking a little lower priority right now. But no, we're doing good. I've got like a little bit of a little boss battle. I'll show you guys real quick, actually, since everyone's filtering in and saying hello. I still have a little bit more work with the boss battle to do, a little mini boss battle. Just like kind of, I have like a phase 1 and phase 2 with them. I need to put like an animation in it for like the transition of it. But this is like what we have so far. And then like his death animation, I need to do something like special for that too. But for the most part, the gameplay is intact, and so this is like really like the big scene of the demo that is going to be out there. So we have a little bit of back and forth dialogue. The demo is like introducing the campaign of the game. And there's our boy. Here's our boy right there. So right now I'm actually working on the level before this level just to help. It's gonna be another combat level just to try to train the player on how to play the game a little bit more before dropping them right into this battle. I'm very good at it because I made it and I played it like, you know, 20 times by now, but what I've found is not everybody is as good as me. So I've had some friends give it a try, and but yeah, no, it's so cool. Wow, thank you very much. Yeah, I've been working hard on it, and yeah, just kind of right now just adding some extra levels. So yeah, he just went to phase 2 there. Oh wow, I just got hit on the there we go. That's the phase 2. I'm gonna have like a more theatric type transition. Gonna do an animation for that, but I don't have that in just yet. Every time he does the fly technique though, it spawns back in the little boys here. And I'm also going to introduce a second weapon that the player can switch between. I'm cooking with it. I know I've been cooking. All I've been doing is cooking. I need some I need a break. There he is. Now he's dead. So I'm probably going to have him like fly to the center and like scream and then like kill all the minions and then blow up or something cool. Because it's a little awkward to have, you know, the little guy still fighting you after the boss dies. But yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got cooked up for that. And I got another scene that's like done, the intro scene, which is like a lot of tutorial stuff. And one more scene with tutorial stuff, and then this one, and then I got another scene after this that's gonna be kind of just ending the little demo out with some more dialogue, and so it's only going to be probably a 5 to 10 minute demo depending on how fast the player plays through it. I don't want to, I'm like being very cautious about how much I put into it and what I do, because I know that a lot of people at these conventions are just going to pick up the controller, play it for 30 seconds, and then be like, all right, I'm done, and then put it down. So I don't want to put like anything weird in there in terms of like learning curve, I guess. And if they get to the boss battle, that means they've already been playing it for 5 minutes and they should have a good grasp on it. But I'm gonna have another station where I'm gonna have this demo, and this demo is basically like a free for all. You just go around and you kill things. It's randomly generated levels. Random traversal of levels. I've handmade all of these levels, and there is some like random generation to them, but for the most part, you know, the layout of them is pretty static. So yeah, I'm gonna have this at like another station at the booth just for people to pick up and just be like, oh, let's kill things. And then I have like if you hit select, you can see the controls. But yeah. But anyways, if you haven't been to the channel before, my name's Eric. I also go by Cosmicat as my developer alias. And I mostly stream game development. Sometimes I play games, but lately it's been a lot of game development just because I've been really trying to crunch down on getting something presentable, playable for Anime New York City. I also have another convention later on in the year, Syracuse Retro Games Con, which I'm really excited for. If you're in the New York area, definitely come check that out, because they're gonna have some really cool voice actors, like a lot of the voice actors from like the whole like Orange Box collection, like, you know, Half-Life and all that. They have a couple of the voice actors from Baldur's Gate. They have Ben Starr that's gonna be there, and I'm a massive fan of Expedition 33. Jennifer English was at last year's convention, so unfortunately she won't be at this one, but Ben Starr will be. So, but yeah, so I'm really looking forward to some of these. I've got some other ones that I'm trying to work out getting into, and I'm really trying to get into like PAX East next year. Which is March instead of May, which I just found out. But I definitely I'll have something a lot better than this by then too. But yeah, I've been working on this for 4 years now, mostly by myself. But I do have a few people that have been helping me here and there. There's a little weird animation glitch I just saw. So I have 2 weeks before anime, and I really want to get the demo done like by next week, and then just have like 1 week of just playing it and testing it. So if you think the game looks fun and you want to try it out, hit me up. I have a Discord server. Oops. Oh my gosh, I died in my own game. How embarrassing. But yeah, I have a Discord server where I'll be posting the demo, and I'm basically just going to be asking people to play it, give me feedback, try to break it, you know, tell me what they think about it, what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, what, you know, what could be done to make the learning curve better. Pretty much everything. So if you want to test out a game for a new friend, let me know. But probably should get back to development here, but sometimes I just kind of like to zone out and play it sometimes too. It's actually one of the reasons that I'm making the game, or I started making the game to begin with, was at night, like after a long day of work. I was just like, you know, I just want to like not think. I just want to play something that like feels good and satisfying and kill things, and you just kind of mindlessly go around and there's some progression to it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a game. Oh yeah, look at their animation. The first frame animation is super screwed up on these guys. Watch, they'll go back to normal. Oh. I gotta figure that out. But yeah, and so then I was like, yeah, I think I want to make a game like that. So then in order to have something that I can relax at the end of the day of a long day of work, I decided to dedicate the next 4+ years of my life to not relaxing, just doing more work and only doing that, and stressing myself out way more. I would love to try it out. Heck yeah. Oh, thank you very much. When I learn how to download stuff on my computer. Yeah, well, if you have trouble with getting the game running, just hit me up and I'll help you out with it. It's no problem at all. But oh, they fell right into my trap. Actually, I think the scene that I'm gonna do now is gonna kind of be in this. Actually, one thing that's kind of cool is I have different like biomes that I can switch between. I'm gonna do it more naturally in the game, but boop, now we're in a different biome. So this is what I was kind of getting at before, where there is some like random generation to the levels, but mostly like prop randomization and prop swapping. But as you can see, like the structure of the level is still the same, and that's like the hard-coded part that I do. But you can see that the enemies are a little bit different. But one of the things I want to do is like, one of the things that kind of cool that happens is when they cluster up like this, they just kind of make one big hive slime here. So I'm probably going to do something like this in the demo where they're kind of all just grouped together and gotta whittle them away. Also have some different attacks. The fireball, my favorite. It's a little OP. Gotta go. Hey Andy, thank you for coming by. Thank you for subbing and or following, and yeah, I'll see you around. Have a good day. All right, I probably gotta get back to actually working the game and not just playing the game. All right. I'll stop. Wow, look at all the friends I have in here. What a great guy Yami is. All right, so we're gonna get into, where are we going? This scene right here. So we're doing a little bit of level design tonight. So I have this zone here where we're basically going to teach the player how to do a dash. And up to this point in the demo, the dash has been disabled. And so we need to make a mechanism that enables that dash. However, I think when he enters this zone, there's going to be some dialogue. I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight because I'm going to have to like think about how I want it to play out. But you know, we start out in the level like this, and there's this bottleneck here where there's some hazards here. And if you walk into it, it knocks you back and it actually stuns you. And so we have this dash feature here. A tutorial pop-up will come up and it says, hit RB to dash through the traps. Boop. There it is. So we'll probably, yeah, we'll do a little tutorial message there and unlock the ability. And then here we're going to have a little combat scene just to get the player a little more used to combat. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is designing the level. So actually what I was working on before all you nice people came in and stayed a while. So I'm probably going to have here be an area where a bunch of ahigus are the little slime guys, the higao ahigu, yeah, you can just look at them and figure it out. But actually we got a little can it there we go. Ahigu. Feel like I don't need to explain that one to you. So what we're gonna do here is make kind of like a large grassy zone, I think. I might even widen out the, hey, oh my god. This is the first time I've ever had to do that, and I know he's been saving up for it. All right, you jerk. All right. Yep, it's gonna have to have. I gotta turn on the lights on it though. I gotta. Does it even show? A little bit, barely. All right, guys. Let's see how my. What's up? Wow, it's warm in this thing. I gotta take my like desk fan and just like point it up the helmet. Oh god, it's so warm in here. What is it? It's 7:35. We got 10 minutes in this thing. Can you even?
Zelda! Zelda! How do I look? How do I look, Zelda? Hey, my eyes are right here. She's not afraid of it. She's like, if you got hands, then that's all I care about. I just want the pets. She's not afraid of anyone. Literally anyone who walks through my door, she's like, all right, give me some pets. And now I know that even Doomslayer she's not afraid of. So what was I doing? I was gonna do some tile map stuff. Holy crap, the more I speak in here, the more I'm warming it up. I'm raising the cost of this one. I hate it. I don't even want to be around anymore. I don't want to be around anymore. Ah, holy, no, like for real. Wow, this is like... I'm turning on my fan on high. There we go. All right. We got this. There's way too much shit on here right now, guys. I don't even want to be around anymore. And you might be wondering, I don't want to be around anymore because I'm wearing this helmet? And to that I say, yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. We got this. We got 7 minutes left. We got this. All right. So I can still kind of see the screen. I think. All right. Here we go. Here we go. We know what we're doing. Oh, that's not what I want. Actually, I'm going to keep it the way it was. It was kind of cool. Maybe we'll add a little bit of that. See how that looks? Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to put down some grass. Doomslayer meets Zelda. I love that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, she did good. She's not afraid of nothing. She's like, as long as you got hands, that's all I care about. Hi, Zelda. All right, where's Zoe? Zoe will probably not like it at all. She probably saw me grab it and was like, all right, I'm out of here. All right, all right. Where are we at? Where are we at, guys? I'm game developing because I'm a game developer. Let's go. All right, grass. So I have this little editor here. I'm gonna put down some grass. Where'd it go? Is that there? I can't even. What the? There it is. Okay. Like, I can't tell if the asset loaded or if I just can't see because of this thing. This is a terrible idea. I don't know why I ever did this. To be honest, I didn't think anyone would redeem it. And here I am. I hate it. I hate it. Damn you, Yanni! Just because you rated me very kindly and you spent your channel points that you saved up doesn't mean that you could be like, dance, Doomslayer, dance. Holy crap. I have to breathe. That was very kind though. I got 4 followers or 5 followers out of that. Very very kind. Holy crap! Y'all are so nice. Hi Zelda. She's look at her. Hi Zelda. She's like looking at me and she's like, "This is how you pet." Oh my gosh. Whoa. All right. What are we doing here? I actually noticed that I have a little bit of an issue here with assets not loading when I'm dragging them in and duplicating them. I wonder why that happened. Alright, so one of the things I do have to be a little cautious of in this zone is a rather big zone. I want to make sure that I don't put too much stuff in it. Alright. I actually can't see. Hold up. I know what to do. You gotta turn the lights up. Oh, there we go. Now I can see. That's just what I needed. I can see perfectly now. I wonder what it looks like to you guys. All right. Well, this actually I'll... All right. And you know what? We might as well just continue this going and kind of just make like an edge. Okay, yeah, I think this is good. And then I'm gonna try to leave these areas a little more open. So we probably have like some trees and stuff, but I would like it so that the combat could like escape into the wooded area if the player wants to, and just give a little bit of like variety on that. Oh God, I got 1 minute left. Thank God. I swear to God, if he redeems it again, how much is this thing? Am I being baited into a double Doomslayer 3,000? Wait, 3,000 is not that much at all. That is not that much at all. Okay, what is it? Okay, we're good now. It's done, I think. 80. Oh, you used it all on pet cat, not cat pets. Nice, nice. So there it is. 10 minutes ago. My God. Ugh. 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 I feel like Frank when he came out of that couch. Ugh. All right, Zelda, do you wanna wear the helmet? Like, no. I gotta turn the... All right, I'm putting this thing away.
You got your laughs. That was Oda. What a good kitty. She looks at when I pet her, the look she gives me is like so entitled, like, yeah, that's right. All right, I do not need my fan on max settings anymore. And I don't need the global lighting in the level to be 3 anymore either. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we'll make it like 2 though. All right. Now, I didn't notice that when I'm spawning grass, it's not actually calling randomize on it, and I'm wondering why that is. Prop. Look at this real quick. Let's see. Where are we at? Handle a hoarder prop. Yeah, so normally this thing will... Normally when I spawn in an object, it shows it right away, but there's something going on where it's not configuring itself. And I wonder if that's the problem. Nope, it wasn't. All right, I'm just going to force it. So we're going to go into this script here. Hopefully this doesn't cause any issues. So start is turns controller. So we want to go to the function that kicks off when the object is created. And that function is called start. And we'll do a try configure on that. So let's see if that fixes my problem here. And probably creates a bunch of other problems I won't discover until the convention. Yeah, I would like to get a lot of the coding stuff done as soon as possible. So then it's like really just making levels and stuff. Because those are far less likely to result in bugs. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. All right. Easy bug fix. How did I do this? I want to make it symmetrical. I'm not a psycho. There we go. Cool. Yo, Rena, thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. We're making a video game. And by that, I mean, I've been working on this video game for 4 years, and tonight is just another night of doing what I do every night. But we are making a demo for Anime New York City, which is in 2 weeks. Ugh! And we're creating a little combat scene. It'll be fun to make. So all right, so what do I want to do here? Do I want to, I could either start to script the actual combat scene, or I can try to put more stuff in here. I actually think I'm going to do the combat scene. I think. So I'll probably put a bunch of those Higus down and have it so when they walk through, they all accumulate. And that's something that I do in the scene before. So it'll actually kind of help make a little more sense of it, like, or rather it's on theme with, he killed a bunch of them in the last one, and now a bunch more showed up, and I got to kill those too. Now, one thing that I was thinking of maybe doing was having some other type of, I don't know. I see. I keep trying to grow scope on this thing, and I have to remind myself, no, you have 2 weeks. Just stop. Don't do it. Do what you got to do first. And what I have to do first is what I already have in mind of doing. All right, so I'm gonna go to our characters, and we have a bunch of these boys, not hoarders, primitive ahigus, prefabs. There we go. Boom, there he is. Oh, all right. So these are the boys that we're gonna be fighting against. Actually, I'm gonna move these guys like out here. All right. Now another thing I want to do now, and I'm gonna turn out the lights here, and I'm actually I'm gonna add some lighting in here. Normally I just have lighting come from things in the environment, but it's normally not attached to the tile map, so I always have to do those manually. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna create a lights folder. We already have a point light that's at the beginning of the level here. Now I'm just going to copy that one. And I think maybe just, yeah, that looks good. All right, let's run it real quick and see how it feels. Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into level design without really testing a little bit of the combat. So I think I'm going to hold off on really finalizing what this level will look like. It's more, oh, what happened to the grass there? What the heck? I feel like I should turn off their ghost effect until they get aggro. Because it kind of looks weird when they're just sitting there and they have like this glowing outline. I think it would be cool to have it be like a... Also, the lighting is way too strong. Our werewolf here is getting washed out. But yeah, I think I'll probably code something where these characters won't have this glowing of, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it kind of looks cool, but at the same time, it might look better if it like turns on when they start moving. Like they're like on fire, basically. I want to know what happened to the grass here. If it's, oh, you know what? I don't know. I wonder if it's that I use too much of it. So all the props in a scene come from this pool, and whenever I go zone to zone, it actually reuses a lot of those assets and just positions them and reskins them. And that's just like a performance thing to make it so every time you transition between zones, you're not constantly recreating every object in the zone, especially if it's reused in the next one or any of them. So for those, I usually have a pool. So here we have this grass pooler, and no, we do have, yeah, and I also have it where the pool size can expand, but we're only using 45, so I don't understand why those ones didn't show up. Let's go back. Okay, they're just gone. Okay. They're gone. Okay, I just have to make them again. All right, well, fine. How did I do this? Oh no. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh my gosh, I already screwed it up. 1, 2, and then one more. Okay. I probably just didn't save the zone. It's kind of weird. All right, let's randomize it, then reload it. I think it's good now. I'll start it up and see what it does. All right. Hey, we have grass this time. Okay, cool. So now we're working. We do need to figure out the camera here, but at the same time, I am going to do some dialogue stuff at the beginning here. I also want to tweak the light here. As you can see, it's a little too bright. And I think that's just because I put too many lights in that were too strong. So one of the things that we'll do to combat that is when I get more lights in, I usually just turn down the intensity. Oh wow, yeah, there we go. That's what it should really look like right there. Ooh. Now, before the fight, so I'm gonna have him so he goes through the traps. Also notice the ghosting is staying after they die. And I specifically remember fixing that, but clearly I didn't fix it enough. But the way I'm gonna have this done is when he dashes through here, it's gonna stop them, and then all of them are gonna come out through the weeds, and then they're gonna accumulate here into like a big massive slime pile, and then everything's going to start. I'll probably do a call out here, like a tutorial about switching weapons, because I do want to get that into the demo as well, get a couple different weapon options going. I am wondering though if it's a little too close quarters to like start the battle. I don't know. We'll just have to do it and see. So in the last zone, what I had to do was I basically had to tell each enemy individually that they had to go to a certain spot, and I don't really want to have to do that again. So I might actually just create a special script that sends out an event to all of them, like just like a beacon, and tells them that they all need to go to a certain position, and then I'll like wait a certain amount of time, and then I'll unlock everything, which means that when our character enters the level, he shouldn't be targetable by aggro, because that'll screw everything up. Okay. So, what do I want to do next? I think I want to do that. So what we're going to do is we have a sequence of events that occurs when we enter the zone for the first time. And we're going to fill those out now. Now I've copied the one from the previous scene already, but we're going to have to remove a lot of those. I'm just going to do that now, which is going to be annoying to do them all, but must be done. So these are called feedbacks, and they're how I do a lot of the timelines in the game. Unity does have a specific timeline feature, but I don't use them. I use these things called feedbacks. I don't know. I'm just used to using them, and they work, and I use them for pretty much any time several things need to happen as a sequence of events over time. So what we're gonna do is when the scene first opens, we disable character input. We make the screen black. So that means we're going to disable the auto fade, the fading in of the scene. We're not going to automatically attach the gameplay camera, and I guess we'll have the music automatically play. So then for these things, toggling on we toggle the UI off. We're going to edit that later because I do want to introduce the UI again into the demo. I had it disabled for a while, but now I'm like starting to figure out a way to do it so it works. And yeah. All right, now we have a camera. So I think what I want to do is have a camera that's the zone entrance camera. We're going to solo this real quick so we can see what this looks like. So right here, that's what that camera looks like. So we're going to lower it, and then we're actually going to bring it right in there. Okay. So that camera, we're going to attach, that's going to be the first camera that gets used when we enter the zone. It is a gameplay camera. Going to attach to the player. All right. That's good. Actually, you know what? Let's create, okay, let's actually take a look at what the gameplay camera will look like as well. I think what the, oh, what is he doing there? That's the character from the next scene. All right. So gameplay camera. That's going to look. I think that's like decent to start with. But we're gonna probably end up tweaking the distance to it and everything. Actually, you know what? We already have a gameplay camera, so we're just gonna use that one instead. We're gonna delete that one. And so what I am gonna do is I'm going to first set the gameplay camera to that one, and that'll be the core camera that's gonna be used during the actual fight sequence. And then, but when we enter the zone, we're gonna blend to a different camera, and then just for like the entrance. And then when he dashes past the traps, we're gonna pop that camera off of the camera stack, and it's gonna blend into the gameplay one. And so it's gonna move out, and it's gonna look really good. So in this sequence of events, we have the gameplay camera that gets set. We're going to duplicate that and drag, and we're going to wait half a second before we fade in to the character walking in. We have scripted music playing here. We're going to remove that. All right, here we go. So the character is going to start from this location, and he's going to walk up to that location. I took that from the other scene, so that still works as it's supposed to. Set AI path destination. So that's what's going to tell him that he needs to move up. We have player input disabled, so we can't like prevent that from happening. And then that's when we're going to add on this temporary camera. And then we're going to wait 2 seconds. And previously, this is where we would have started dialogue, and we might still do that, but not tonight. I have to figure out what that dialogue might look like. I'll probably have the Devile character come through and have a little back and forth before the scene starts. Okay. And then we turn the UI back on. All right, that's good. I don't know if I actually want to do that yet. I'm going to disable that. And then once we do that, we pop the camera off. And then we don't need to set another camera, so I'm going to do that. Oh, and what we do need to do, though, is we need to turn back on player input. So let's see if this works. It might not. It might not at all. We're going to play maximize, so it'll maximize the window once it starts. But fingers crossed. Probably forgot to do something, so it probably won't work at all. Hey, there we go. Oh, right. We shouldn't be popping the camera off that fast, actually, once he enters. We want to keep it there, but everything else worked. Cool. And the music started and everything, so we're doing good. We're doing good. Let's not pop the camera off. Ooh, caffeine. I forgot about my caffeine. All right. So one thing I notice is we're actually not attached to the character. And let's see why that is. When we attach this camera, here it is. Yeah, there's a checkbox here attached to characters. So when I start this up again, we won't have this problem, hopefully. Wondering where my other cat is. Oh, wait, what was that? That was a weird thing. Hold on. I'm gonna do that again. It's like it came from the left. Was that doing that before? Oh. I had my suspicion. Oh, that's so weird. It like rotated, which is weird because I almost have it so my cameras never rotate. So I'm gonna undo what I had just done with that attached to player. I would like to see what's. I'm wondering if it's because we're moving the player. This is a great mystery. Interesting. Huh. So at this point, the player should have already been. Oh, you know what? No, maybe not. So let's actually reduce this half a second to like a tenth of a second. Then we're gonna duplicate it. And between this time is we're going to move the character. And I think that's really what's causing the problem, is that we're spawning the character in at a location that's not where we want him. And so he's going from one location to another immediately, and the camera's like getting kind of confused about it. So I think this will fix our problem. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, that was. Oh, you know what? Yeah, what just happened? Why did it? We have the fade, which. I'm so confused. All right, let's increase that back to half a second. So that worked, but it had like a black screen for most of the time. Oh, I forgot to do the attach to player again. It's interesting that it needed more than a tenth of a second for everything to initialize, right? What if I did 0.2 seconds? Because half a second isn't ideal when there's nothing that's supposed to be happening in that time. I generally try to keep zone to zone less than a second, just as like a general human factors thing. No one really wants to wait more than a second for anything. Oh, it did it again. All right, so the problem wasn't moving the character, unless All right, I am going to put a big old delay on all of these, so I'm going to do half a second for both. So the character definitely will be there. Huh. It's so strange. All right, so this is a test with a larger delay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Especially considering I've never had that. I have other places in the game where it's doing exactly what it's doing right now. Let's take a look at these settings. It's temporary attached to player. Yeah. All of this. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what the problem with this is. Oh, maybe it's because I'm making it a gameplay camera. Let's try this. I've changed the type of camera it is to a like cinematic camera rather than a gameplay camera. I don't know why that would make a difference, but it is something that was technically wrong. Work? No. Alright, that's so strange. I wonder if there's any other cameras at play. Actually, that's a really good question. We're gonna do a search. Cinemachine camera. So we have that VCam. Okay, yeah, none of the other ones are. We can delete that camera. We have a bunch of these dialogues. We're gonna delete those. All right. Okay, we can delete this. All right. Let's actually take a look at this script just to see what's going on. Edit script, attached to player. So this is the one where it attaches to player, set target. So we set the target. Oh, do we have a... Oh, we have a transition time of 2 seconds. I'm trying to think of what that... Actually, I think we want that because we're going from the gameplay camera immediately with no transition time, and then we're adding on this one. We're doing it in 2 seconds. Let's see what happens if we had 1 second. But if I can't figure this out, then I'm probably just gonna move on and figure out a hack for it. That is wild. Yeah, it's like spinning around. All right, I'm gonna do something wild here. I'm gonna delete that camera. I'm gonna duplicate the gameplay one, which I know works. All right, so VCam entrance, and we're gonna make this one be the one. I think we need to remove the registrar from this so it doesn't register itself as the main camera. We don't care about confiners. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see what happens that when I do this. I'm gonna make the transition time 2 seconds again. I think this will fix it. Well, I forgot to position the camera, but that didn't do the thing, which is good. So camera distance, we're gonna make it 8. I'm gonna try that again. Is this the one? There we go. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I might even add a little bit of a offset in the Z direction. So we'll like go there with it. Just a tiny bit. So it's there, and then I actually feel like it's a little too close. So distance of 10 and offset of 2. So it goes here. All right, and this is like where we're gonna tell the player how to dash, and then dashes through, stops immediately, pops the camera off. All right. I stretched in Zelda it while she was sleeping, saw or felt the shadow of my hand over her and was like, I'm awake, time for pets. The shadow of pets. She's got really itchy cheeks. She needs them, and ears too. She needs them scratched frequently. But she is awake, and she's looking at me like, you better not be stopping there. Oop. Don't trip while you're not even walking. Don't give me that stance. All right. Let's see. Oh, wait, did I make those changes yet? 10. Nope, I didn't. Okay. Distance of 10 and Z of 2. Right? Wait, why is... Oh, maybe because it doesn't have a target. All right, let's see what this does. That looks perfect to me. Now, I'll probably have a character come through here and start dialogue. You know what? Do I want to do that like immediately? I think so. I like right now. All right, let's. All right. Let's see what we're gonna do here. Let's see. We want hard coded props. We're gonna. Actually, I feel like I don't need to put these guys scene props. I don't need to hard code these guys because they could be pooled. So I'm gonna try to see if this works if I just pool them like that. Oh, I can. Very cool. Oh wait, maybe not. Oh yeah, no, that doesn't work. Okay, well either way, it doesn't matter. I'll figure that out later. All right, let's see. What are we doing now? I'm gonna disable these boys. And we're going to create a new character to use. We're gonna bring in a horror character. Gonna zoom in on him. I'm gonna create a new scripted event for this. Call it dialogue with Devile. I haven't even thought of his name yet. Let's see. I'm just gonna call him Devile for now because that is what he is. And boop, there he is. All right, so first of all, we're gonna change. Okay, he's neutral. That's good. So that should mean that when I start this up, he should just be sitting there flying and not doing anything, and that's what we want right now. But let's see. Let's give it a shot. Okay, that's not the way he's supposed to look. He's got the werewolf idol. That's great. Oh God. What are you gonna do? Oh, he's just trying to get to me. I haven't given this guy any behavior, so I don't know why he's doing this. Go away. Don't make me have to kill you. Don't make me have to kill you. Why aren't you using your wings? You're supposed to fly, stupid. Oh my gosh. I like it. I need to make it so the wings are a different well, actually, I'm not even killing this guy in this demo, so I'm just killing him for fun right now. All right, so there's some things I need to do for him, and that is idol. So I have to set this guy up with a specific idol. Here's the tool I use for animations. It's called Spine. It's pretty rad. So the down idol. There's the down idol. Let's get the. Yeah, all right. So let's see if there's an idol. Oh, there is a flying idol. Okay. But yeah, there is. Okay, that's good. Why aren't you using it? Oh, look at this. Someone meshed this at some point. He's got like a weird arm thing going on. Need to remove that. I generally don't do I don't do texture deformation because we share animations across all these different limbs. So you get weird things like that. Which I'm having trouble finding. All right, I'm gonna have to just select the. Oh, you know what? I bet it's not selecting it because the skin isn't selected. So right arm, boom. Okay. This should now have what I'm looking for. Yep, there it is. So these were kind of left over from, this just happens because of leftover animations. And you know what? I'm not even going to do this now. I'm just going to write a bug for it up. Gorg arm deformation on flying animations. Okay. And that's okay because no one's going to see this because no one's going to have this torso with these arms. So it's fine. It's fine. I will do this some other time when I've got nothing else to do for like an hour. Oh, man. All right, so what we're really there doing was trying to see if we had idle animations, and we do, by the way. So that means that we should have been using them. Should have been using the movement animations too. And I think that's because I had those legs changed to, because so right now the way that the movement animation works is it comes from the legs, but in this case it should come from the torso. And I don't think I've hooked up the logic to like do that kind of, yeah. Let's take a look at this. I shouldn't be. I'm gonna do a search for something that says is flying. Here it is. Determine movement speed. Yeah, so we don't have any logic here for flying stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. That'll be for another day. This really is, we just need to make this work now. We can't be distracted on doing things right. We must continue to kick the can down the road. All right, demi blood legs. Okay, there's the problem right there. So we're gonna check this out, and I feel like he probably has legs. Yes, he does. Okay, I'm gonna drag these in. I think that fixed it. So I just fixed a hack that I put in before for so those legs could be used, but we're not gonna make it so that's doable in the demo. So I think he should, when this starts up, he should be flying. Hey, there it is. I really have to fix that flying animation though. It doesn't look great. I remember I fixed the front facing one, which is why it looks like that animation looks a lot better than that animation. It just looks so stiff. And that's because someone else did that animation for me. And I was like, yeah, that's not gonna do it. So I redid it. I only did the first one. That looks good in my opinion. But yeah, animation is like one of those things where it's really hard to find someone who's really good at it and fast with it and like reasonably affordable. Like, you know, I've been on like Fiverr and stuff, and it's just really hard. And I can do it myself. It just takes so much time, and that's just something. It's just, animation is one of those things that if I was to do every single one myself, I would never finish this game. but I have been doing a lot of them, and the problem really is just finding a good animator. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have him start like way back here. And we're going to have him. Okay, so actually I'm not, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're setting the camera and all that. All right, we're not going to do any of this other stuff. So I'm disabling the pause for 2 seconds and the enabling of the player input, because we're not going to need to enable the player input because dialogue is going to start. So instead, we're going to create a new sequence of events. And it doesn't need to be a new one, but I like to just organize it better that way. And in this one, we're going to kick off the other one. And yeah, it's just more modular this way. We can swap around like certain events, like one event being enter the scene. The other one is dialogue with this Devile. So I'm trying to get into so the whole like scripting of sequences in this campaign part of my game is all new to me. I've spent the last 4 years just creating the like the foundation for everything that's in place for gameplay, for level design, all that stuff. And you know, dialogue, like there's so many different building blocks that I've had to create, and now I have them all. I'm able to make scenes like this really quick. However, I haven't really, this is the first time I've ever had all the building blocks to do all the things I want to do. It's really awesome and it feels great. But I'm still like finding my process, my way with it. And that's just gonna come to me over time. And I know there'll probably come a time where I have to redo all of these scenes from the ground up, because you know, when I discover what that process looks like, it'll probably require some refactoring. So play target feedback. So we're going to drag that one in. And so now we're going to start with this one. Now I'm going to do a very similar thing with this one. We're going to create a game object and we're going to call it Devile starting oh, actually, no, we don't need the starting position. We just need the Devile destination. And this will be here. Actually wondering if he can go over the traps, because I don't know if I've coded them to not attack and to not damage a character who's flying. I might actually do that for this demo, because I think maybe some of the interaction in here will be the Devile maybe like taunting the Gorg a little bit about like, oh, don't you wish you could fly? Or actually the Gorg could fly if he wants to, and that's like a little story thing that we won't get into right now. But more of like a, you know, I don't understand why you don't choose to fly when you can, something like that, like something taunting like that. But basically also kind of segue into these are traps. You need to dash through them if you're not a flying character. Okay, yeah, we'll figure it out. So we're going to copy the A-star path movement, which is basically a script that tells a character where to move, and it's aware of the level. So if there's an obstacle in the way, it knows to go around it, and that's something called an A-star algorithm. It just analyzes the ground, you know, it breaks the ground into a grid, and if there's something on that space on the grid that can't be walked through, then it eliminates it from the tiles that a character can walk on. Now it's a little bit more finer than these tiles here. These are like the one unit in the game. The walking units are there's about three. They're about 1/3 of the width of in-game unit here. And that's just like a performance thing. It's a balance. You know, if it's too large, then the characters will only move in this very blocky way. But if it's too fine, then it's extremely expensive to calculate a path, because that's more nodes it needs to calculate in order to get there. All right. So we're telling it needs to move to here. So we're not going to use player character. We're going to use that character. We're not going to auto release the character, and we're going to use full speed modifier. Okay. So he should walk up to. Should just walk up to us now. Yeah, there it is. Cool. In the traps, just attack him. Jim the Dandy says, poop emoji, pants emoji, question mark? Unfortunately, yeah. I have no idea what you mean by that, but yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Okay, this is perfect, but I do need to code something in here that if a character has flying, that it doesn't affect them. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know how I'm going to do that, and I don't think I'm going to actually worry about that now. But that is one of the things I need to do. Yeah, I'm trying to think. How would I even do? Yeah, okay. Well, now it's like I got to figure it out. So the traps are here, and we have this damage on touch, but they don't. So it's not only I don't want the traps to damage him, I don't want them to trigger at all. So that's actually not the damage on touch script that we need to modify. It's there's gotta be a. So here's a box collider. So somewhere there's gonna be a trigger. Okay. Feedback trigger. So what happens here is this is another one of those sequence of events that if this box collider triggers, then it triggers the feedback. So this might just end up being one of those things where I put flying characters on a completely different layer. And so that way certain things, I don't know. This might be something I need to think about a little bit more to do like the proper way, but I might just try to do it in a fast, make it work way right now, just because we got this big demo deadline for the convention. So we trigger this feedback here. It's like almost. Yeah, so this is actually going to be kind of hard to prevent because there's no real easy way for me to interject some logic that says, yeah, it almost is like, oh, okay, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. Exclude layers. Should I make a flying one right now? Oh no, I'm just going to call it no collisions. And then I'm going to change him to be on the no collisions layer. And because he's just... I'm trying to think. whitelist, blacklist. If the character is on the list, then the event cannot trigger. Yeah, basically. So I'm putting them on a layer where that won't trigger. And I'm realizing now that the way I set this up is, oh wait, no, here it is. Okay, I have it on everything. Okay, this is perfect. I only want it to trigger for player health and enemy health, which I think should still work, and that is the thing that matters, because it's the health layer that actually has the collider that takes the damage. And that means all I need to do for him here is change his health layer. Okay, we're good. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna put him back to non-player character, and we're gonna go to his health class, and we're gonna say he is no collisions. All right. Include layer, I'm gonna say those. All right. Okay. I think this should work. And actually, I'm gonna add a little, I'm gonna enable the player input for this one, so I can test it with our own character after. We got both cats here. Come on. Guys, I don't think it worked. Okay. Well, it still works for us. That was like too perfect. Oh my gosh. I have to, clip that for later. Just too good. I'll figure that out after. All right, so let's take a look at the character. He's not dead yet, but let's look at what his health is. Okay, so I see what happened here. Something is assigning the layer of his health. And so I wonder maybe he doesn't need a health for this, because he's just an NPC that talks to you and he leaves before you gain control. I'm like really torn between, like, there's the part of me that's like, well, let's do this the right way, right? And then there's the part of me that's like, you have a demo in 2 weeks that's in public where thousands of people are going to play this in person. So I need to just get it to work as fast as possible. But the engineer in me, though, is like, I should do this the right way. Status of it. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna make it so it doesn't work with enemy layers. Okay, I have a fun hack for this. Okay, I know what to do. Spawn him on the other side of the spikes in the cloud. Well, actually, like, the whole purpose of the scene is him going through the traps, kind of like, and then like kind of taunting him about like how he can't fly and such a shame that he can't fly and he can't get to the other side, something like that, right? So it's actually important that he does go over the traps, But I do think that I know what I'm going to do here. And that is, oh, wait a second. I also just realized that I've only changed this on one of them and not all of them. So even if it was the right thing to do, it wouldn't have worked. All right. Because they're all a prefab. All right. So we're going to exclude enemy health. And we're going to exclude enemy health there. Okay. Yeah. I don't know which one is the one that matters, but one of them does matter. Okay. So this one definitely should not be a problem at all. It'll work now. The only other thing is like, oh, do I want to make it so that it works with the enemies in the scene afterwards? And I think I do, but I don't know, because it's also like, there we go. Cool. All right, perfect. Boop. All right, cool. Ooh, you know what? I have a new all right, so here's where we're gonna start dialogue. And do I have a dialogue object in here already, or do I have to create a new one? And by create a new one, I mean go to another scene and copy one from there, because I do not remember. Yeah, I'm gonna have to copy from another scene. Oh, the cats are wiggling around. Let's see, dialogue, here we go. All right, we're gonna paste it in here. Dialogue, the vial. All right. We want a new conversation. So say new. Prologue to, all right, I'm gonna make sure I get the name of this right. Like I said, I'm not gonna figure out the dialogue right now just because I have to think about it a little bit, about how I really want to word it. Okay, so this is dialogue 1.5 vial. I think there's only gonna be one conversation here too, which makes it easy. Okay, so we're gonna create a node here, and we're gonna say that the actor is Devile, and the conversant is not. Okay, I need to get the animation. Okay, here we go. We got this. Sequence. Okay, so we're gonna put in the portrait animation in here, which is just idle and it loops. And then for text, we're just gonna say test right now, just to make it so that it just has something in there, but nothing that important. Now we point this dialogue trigger to execute that. Okay, and on arrival, actually, you know what? I'm gonna move this over here, the movement of him, and then when he's done moving, that will trigger the dialogue. I like that. Okay, cool. And oh yeah, we need a thing that actually triggers it. Dialogue, start dialogue. And we just boop. All right, so that should work. Let's see. Ugh. Ugh. I'm getting kind of hungry. Hey, there we go. Love it. I have to, his texture is getting washed out because of the bloom effect. Might have to figure out the, maybe not adding bloom to certain, I kind of like, I don't know. I gotta figure that out. So, because the bloom makes some things look really good, and then other things it makes it look kind of bad, where like the detail in his eyes and his hair is just like completely washed out there. But the portrait looks good though. Actually, I have new animations for the portraits too, and I need to grab those. And we need to add those in because we'll actually be using them now. I haven't merged them into the project yet, so I'm going to do that right now. Okay. Okay, so where is this boy located? Dialogue, portraits, devile, source, spine. Okay, here we go. And I think I'm gonna open this whole folder up. Okay, so I should be able to open this spine file now, and the new emotion animations should be here. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, he angry. He real angry. Oh no, that's rage. This one's the angry one. Get a little jiggle going. There's frustrated. Okay. Regular idle. Laugh. The laugh is great. I love that. Actually, wait, where's his skin? Boop. There we go. Yeah. And then rage. I feel like the shake is just a little too much. A little too much. I might end up not doing this, but let's just see. This might look bad, so I don't know. Oh no, that looks better. I think. Yeah, that's like just too much. That's better. I feel like it's still like too much. Let's delete another couple keys and just take it a little further. Oh, okay. There's another one here. Okay, I was like, something's still like something. Something's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. All right, here we go. It's this one here also needs to. All right. Obviously, the first frame's out of sync now. All right. Let's see this. You know what? I actually liked it when there was. I like that. Okay. Yeah, I think it's yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same one to this one, I think. Yeah, I don't know. There's like it's like either too much or not enough. Just wish I could like slow it down just a tiny bit. I don't know. Maybe he's just moving too much. I think it's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. All right. Let's export it. So we should be able to go in here and test these. Can I like copy paste a node? No, I can't. We're just gonna test the we're just gonna test the emotions on these. That's frustrated. This one will be angry. Yeah, I wish there was like a. Oops. This one is laugh. And then lastly, we have rage. Okay. So, whoops. Okay, so that's the first one. Idle. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't set him as the dialogue for all of them. Can I select multiple? No, I can't. That's annoying. Okay. Try it again. Run it back. There it is. Nice. Oh yeah, nice. I like it. I think I could. I probably need to adjust his placement because his face is getting cut off a little bit. Let's re-trigger that dialogue. Yeah, even like with the Bob, he's just kind of getting clipped out. Honestly, I might just do that in here too. Don't think Root got. And then here we can actually test to see if it actually, yeah, I like doing it here because we can, excuse me, we can test whether it breaks the bounds on here. Any of these animations. Actually, it looks like I've took it too far. Yeah. Too much. 100. Local. Okay, yeah, that's good. What does the rage one look like? Rage is getting still a little cut off. So we're gonna bump it up just a tiny bit more. Okay, that's fine. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little bit more. Okay, I think that's perfect. Export. All right, and run it back. Okay, yeah, I think that's all good placement now. All right, perfect. Die! I'm done with you. Cool. So the nice thing about this is I don't need to create the dialogue now. I can create the next sequence of events that just triggers when the dialogue ends. And this one is going to be dialogue ends. And honestly, I think this is just him leaving. So we're gonna need to create a location for him to go. We're just gonna put it out yonder. And we're gonna take the set AI destination that we used for him. No, that wasn't the right one. This one. Oh, wait a second. We moved him way too late. We should be moving him. Okay, that's better because they'll both move at the same time. Okay, I didn't realize that I had a 2-second delay before I moved him. So now we're gonna have it so he leaves. And we need to mark, I think there's like a dialogue trigger end. Oh, how do I do this? There's like a way I am able to wait, is it on dialogue end finish? Okay, I'm just gonna go to another scene to see how I did it. Basically, we need to trigger an event when dialogue ends, and I know I have a script for it. I just don't remember. Dialogue, here it is. Oh, we need the conversation input locker. No, wait, we don't need that for this one. Dialogue. There it is. Conversation feedback. Terrible name. Wasn't any of the things that I was guessing at all. So it goes to this one here. I'm gonna paste that. Yep, there we go. And we're gonna trigger this. Dialogue ends there. And oh, and you know what? So we're gonna have it so dialogue ends, he leaves. He leaves. We need to wait like a certain amount of time. Do I have a on destination? I need to make a script that like continues a sequence of events when a certain character has reached their destination. And I feel like I might even already have that. Character AI. Oh, wait. Oh, I do. On arrival feedback. Okay, yes. On arrival feedback. Oh, weird. I already had it plugged, which I shouldn't. Oh, because I used that in this one. Got it. Okay, so we need another one now. We need another sequence of events. We're just gonna call resume. Actually, we're gonna call this one tutorial dash, because that is what we're doing next. And for right now, I'm going to actually take the enable. I'm going to enable the player input. Drag that into there. Okay. So another thing I want to do is I want to turn off the devile entirely. So we're going to use another thing called set active simple, which is just taking him and making him just deactivating him. Okay. I think we're good. I feel like I've probably forgotten something. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like the past hour just went by, I like blinked and it's gone. Okay, yeah, that's a little better. Not as much delay. All right, going through all the dialogue. All right, he's leaving. Out of frame. Awesome. Okay, perfect. And it just worked. It just worked. Isn't that amazing? Oh, actually... Oh, do I want to? I don't think I want to do a movement of camera for that one. I'm just gonna pop the tutorial up, teaching you how to dash, and then yeah. Okay. All right, I think I only need, okay, I'm gonna delete those tutorials. So here we have a tutorial. I'm gonna say combat dash. Press blank to dash. Okay. And I want to make sure that the icon is positioned properly, which it's not. Boom. All right. And I'm actually not going to... Do I want to pause the game and wait for the player to hit dash? No. I don't. We just want to pop this up. And in order to take it down, either use it or wait a certain amount of time. I feel like just use it. Well, no, because they could just, I guess, not. I don't know. I guess if they just tank it through. Well, no, it's actually impossible to get. Oh, it's not impossible to get through because they could attack the traps, which trigger them, and then immediately get through them. I'm wondering if actually I can prevent that. Yeah, I don't want to prevent that because it's actually a feature though. Yeah, never mind. So what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna make a collider. And that collider, I'm actually going to put that collider in the event, turn off dash tutorial. box collider. All right. And where are the, oh wow, that is, oh, it got the wrong kind of transform. I think I screwed this up. I don't even know how to fix that. Okay. I guess I can't. All right, so we're gonna move it here. And gonna blow it up to there. Okay. And it's a trigger. Let's call it feedback trigger. Okay, that's the same one that the traps use. This is good. So this means that, okay, yep. So what happens when we walk over this is that it will disable, it will disable itself. So we don't like trigger it again, even though I guess there's no reason. Just to be cautious. Disables itself and it disables the tutorial. Both of those things happen. Now we want to make sure this is disabled by default and we don't turn it on until we get to the tutorial. So we turn it on here and then we duplicate and we also turn on the dash tutorial. Now, the dash tutorial probably has something that prevents user input. Yes, this here. Oh no, this is when it finishes. Actually, maybe that's not the thing that does it, but I don't think we need this here. I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to remove this because we don't need any of that. Okay. I think we're good now. Oh, we need to enable the ability. Character ability. Set player input. Permit character ability. Here we go. It's gonna be mobility and lock ability is gonna be off. We're gonna call this tutorial. And we're going to use player character. And the other thing we have to do is we need to copy this and at the very first beginning of the script, paste it in and we're going to lock it. So we're basically saying take the player character and then lock his mobility ability and under the token tutorial. So later on, we can take that lock by that same token and remove it. All right, I think it's ready to test. Well, I forgot to turn it off. Immediately, let's pretend it was like that from the start. Okay, the button's not the right size. And our trigger here did not work. It did not. Oh. Okay. Okay, couple things happened there. One, we didn't assign the feedback player. Now that's good. And we didn't disable this. So I'm going to play this again and now everything should work. I should be testing with controller too. You know what? I should have the dialogue stay up when he's walking away in like a laughing way. All right, yeah. Icon is not the right. Oh, wait a second. Oh, the invulnerability for dashing is way too long. I'm glad I caught that. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's like really long. Okay, and that time it wasn't it. We might have a bug. I think it's just too long. No, okay, I think it's just too long. Let's take a look at what the cooldown for invulnerability is on the dash. So we're gonna have to look at our player character. Handles, dash handle. I don't even know it does that. Feedbacks. It's always feedbacks in use. Invulnerability. How long do we do it? 2 seconds? No wonder. How long is the dash? 0.2 seconds. All right. Let's. Uh-oh, I'm in a tight situation right now. Okay. Okay, that's the right amount of time. Interesting. I wonder how that's gonna play with the boss battle now. But yeah, no, this is the right duration. Okay, cool. I need to set that up right now before I forget. Character abilities dash RX dash. Then vulnerability 0.2. I should do it for the others too. Oh, I don't have it on the others. That's not good. Okay, I'm actually gonna bring that over. Okay. Cool. So where are we at? Oh, I wanted to make it so he laughs. I'm just going to delete this one. And then I'm going to override the something. There's like a way to I guess that's only on, oh, we might need to make like a whole new dialogue to do that, which is honestly fine because I have a different sequence just specifically for that. So we're gonna duplicate this conversation and we're gonna call it Devile leaves. And it's only going to be the laugh. I'm gonna put, oh, I could do like some sort of like, I'm just gonna leave test in here right now. We're gonna delete those. And then we're gonna have it so there is a no continue button and it plays out for 3 seconds. I might even, should I have the camera like follow him a little bit as he leaves? I don't know. That's probably fine. I'm not going to worry about it. All right. So on end, this plays. So that means we need to do another start dialogue. We're going to copy this. We're going to paste it there. Okay. And then instead of on arrival, oh, no. No, this is all good. This is good. Need a new dialogue. Boom. And we're going to remove that because we don't need that. And then we're going to assign the new conversation. All right. This should just be good now. Let's give it a try. Okay. Well, I don't even know what happened, but I know it wasn't the right thing. Did I change the wrong one? I think I did the wrong one. So enter the scene, start dialogue. That starts that dialogue, which is, oh, did I change? No. Oh. That's weird. I must have did that without realizing it. Okay, yeah, weird. I put the timer on all of it. Huh. I need a wing flap sound effect on him too. Oh, the dialogue didn't get triggered at all. Oh, I bet that's because of the order of things. Let's see if it works now. Because set AI path destination waits. And but does it stop the feedback? This might not actually work, but we'll see. Yep, that did not work. So what's the problem? We're saying start this dialogue, which is pointed to the right one. wondering if the... Actually, let's take a look at another dialogue where I know this is done right. Okay. This is what it normally has to look like. And I don't think I do anything special in here. No. Let's go back to the one I just made. And that looks pretty identical. I put a little bit longer of a wait on this one. All right, I'm gonna try this again. So let's try to manually trigger this conversation. Okay, let's see if this... Okay, that works at least. Cool. Well, yeah, let's trigger this. Oh, it just happens. There's something... Stop. Let's see. Stop conversation. No. Exclusive. Wonder if there's like a setting somewhere. Oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet I put a pause in the sequence. Oop, wrong one. Yeah, I added a delay. 2.5 seconds. Okay. That was what it was. It wasn't the other thing I was trying to do. Dialogue is new to the game, so I'm still kind of figuring it out. And we'll say ha 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 ha. And actually we can so I have a way of animating text, but there is certain tags to it that I have to remember. Remember what the tokens are. I think wave. Actually, this is another one of those ones where I can just go to another one that I know that works. Shake. Okay, yeah. No, I did it right. What was the... Okay, yeah, let's test it out. It still didn't work. Did I not save it right? No, I did. Oh, you know what? I didn't put a semicolon because this stuff does. That's the first time I've made that mistake in 15 years. The old semicolon. Gotcha. Okay, that works. I do think I want to like follow him a little bit with it and then like go back. I don't know. I think that works for now though. And then when we get here, we stop again and we like pull the camera off. Actually, that trigger should be the thing that basically piggybacks the next event. We call this next ambush. And I'm gonna just... I'm gonna take this sequence of events here and move it here. And remove it from here. And then boom. Okay. So what happens now is when we cross over, we're going to cut the player's input again. And we're going to pop the camera to go to the gameplay camera because that's what's about to happen. Blend time will be like 1 second. All right, so let's see how that. Now this could be a little finicky how I'm doing this because I want to make sure that the collider is a safe distance away from those traps so that it's not like right on the edge, like he doesn't get like caught in them and also triggers it. Nice. I like it. But I can move. Oh, that's because I didn't say, I didn't like disable the movement. I just re-enabled because I copied it. Okay, but that's perfect. Boop. There we go. All right. And now it's like pretty much doing the rest of the level where I'm going to populate the characters, all the enemies. I need to put all the enemies down. I need to design the rest of the level. And then I need to have a beacon to go out at that moment where all the enemies pour out from the grass and pile up. And then there's going to be another tutorial that teaches the player how to swap weapons. I feel like... Can I expand this level? I feel like it's not long enough. I can. Yeah, I think I need to make this level longer, which is going to be a little annoying, but it must be done. Anyways, it is about 10 o'clock right now. I've been going for 3.5 hours, but it has been a great time. It has been awesome. And thank you for all y'all hanging out with me. If you were part of Yami's raid, thank you very much. For coming by, for following, for staying. If you're still here, it does look like we do have some people who are still here. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm, you know, I've been really grinding hard on this to make it for the anime the anime convention coming up. So my stream schedule is a little unpredictable at the moment, just because there's just certain things I need to do in order to meet this deadline that might not always be good for streaming. But you know, I am getting back into it now, and you know, trying to do it a little bit more regularly. But basically, after in 2 weeks, I should be going back to my regular schedule. But I do have another convention 1 month later, so we'll have to see how it goes. But you know, I do have fun with these, and I do have fun with y'all hanging out and chatting. So, anyways, I'm gonna head out. I'm hungry. I'm gonna make some food. I'm gonna pet Zelda here a little longer, and I'm gonna probably just continue working on the game. But anyways, until next time, thanks, friends.